Hello, everybody. This is Mike's and Blussets again. And tonight I want to talk to you a bit about the housing problem we have here in New York City. We have a severe homeless problem, as we can see. Every single day when you walk out, go on the subway, people are sleeping on the subways. And as it gets colder, it'll be even more so, more people sleeping on the subways. And we know that. Also, middle class and the lower income people are getting destroyed because rents have been skyrocketing over the last year. Apartments, a studio apartment that you could get for $1,500 is now going for $2,500 to $3,000 in Manhattan. Even out in the outer boroughs, the apartment prices have went up almost double. Our incomes haven't went up double, have they? But rents continue to go up. Why is that? Because it's a shortage of housing. And we do nothing to actually improve it. We build luxury apartments, but I know I can't afford one. I know most of you can't afford one. But they say, oh, we're putting 20% as low income housing, 30% as low income housing in that luxury building. However, they lie to you because they say it's the median income. So what happens is the median income in New York is over $60,000 a year. But most people don't make that. So that apartment, supposedly low income apartment, is going for $2,500 to $3,000 a month. I can't afford that much. And most of you can't either. Our politicians lie to us. We need to build more low income housing, more moderate income housing. That's why we need to go back to the Mitchell-Lama program, which was started in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s. It was the most successful housing program in the country ever. Yet we've let it go by the wayside. So many apartments in Mitchell-Lama because it was a huge tax breaks to the developers for 20, 30 years. And once all of a sudden all the apartment prices start going up, rental prices start going up, what do? They jumped off the Mitchell-Lama and took it private. I know people that lived in Mitchell-Lamas around the city that all of a sudden, once it went off, their rent doubled or tripled within 1 year. This is a problem and we need to solve it. And our politicians are not solving it. The biggest contributors to all politicians, both Democrats and Republicans in this city, is the real estate industry. They buy almost every single politician in this city, in this state. That's why we can't get things done. Look at what's going on in Niger right now. In Niger, because they can't repair it, even though they spend billions of dollars a year, most Niger complexes are in disarray. You have apartments that can't be lived in because mold or destruction. And there's such a backlog of repairs. There's a number of different programs, but the one that's being pushed right now is basically putting these apartment complexes in the hands of private companies. And what they don't tell you is these private companies borrow money to do those repairs, but they're using your apartments as collateral. So when they can't pay them back, guess what? That Niger complex is going to be completely privatized and you're going to be out. There's other programs that are pretty good. There's one program where the tenants are going to take over and be able to manage the repairs and everything else through the tenants themselves. That's a better program than selling it to these private companies. You also have problems with places like Stuytown. A lot of people don't know that Stuyvesant was built for the returning veterans from World War II for low and moderate income housing. You know what the buyers of Stuytown want and what they got when they bought it? They got a provision that after 20 years, more apartments can go to market rate. And that was written into the deal, signed by your city council person, by the way, and Mayor de Blasio, that said they were defending you. But because the original company that bought it couldn't make ends meet, so they had to sell it again. But there was also a plan on the table that the tenants were going to run Stuytown. Of course, that got rejected because none of the politicians were going to get money from the tenants. This is why you need to pay attention to what's going on. We need to build more moderate housing, more low-income housing, and we can do that with the right leadership and in financing it legitimately, not making money for all these politicians through the back door. I can go on for many different cases, just like the Rivington houses, where de Blasio, this was basically a seniors complex that got sold to a nonprofit. But somehow, when the paperwork went through the city, they never said they couldn't sell it. So that nonprofit turned around and sold it to a private developer. Oh, by the way, the lawyer on that private developer was de Blasio's biggest donor and backer, who also happens to be Eric Adams' biggest defender and backer. Oh, so do you think things are going to get better? They can if you pay attention and elect the right people. This was just a brief overview. If you want more information on any of the things I talked about or any other topic related to housing, hit the subscribe button, send me a message, and I'll try to put something together to cover that more in depth. So, thank you again. This is Mike Zimbluskas, wishing everybody a wonderful evening.